Hi, Mike. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Thank you for joining us and congrats on a gritty road result. Why don't you just start us off with your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, really proud of the group, to be honest. Rebounded very well, I would say, from the first goal. Yeah, I think to find ourselves down 3 times is probably hard for us to wrap my head around. But the group kept pushing. We wanted to be front-footed in this game. I think we showed that from a defending aspect, especially, and then in the attacking. But yeah, to get it the third one at the end, really happy. Thought we could have pushed for the winner. But yeah, still just trying to wrap my head around how we were down 3 times in the game, but we've come back, so proud.
All right, we will open it up to questions. If you have a question for Coach, please use the raise hand feature. We'll start off with Luke Wynn.
Hey, Mike. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you talk to us about Sophia Smith and the Crystal Dunn connection? Because it seems like every game there's multiple chances of those 2 players create together. And what did you see from those 2 in today's game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they do seem to have a natural connection in terms of the spaces that they're looking for with each other. I thought Crystal first half was outstanding in that right pocket, just working the pocket and in behind the fullback. We targeted that as something we wanted to get after in terms of the fullback centre-back stretch. So yeah, I think we both did outstanding, to be honest. Obviously, goals that they produced. So yeah, I think it's something that comes with time in terms of their relationship on the field at club level and international.
Yeah, and then can you talk to us about just kind of the amount of goals given up the past 2 games, and just kind of how you would like to see that cleaned up moving forward?
Yeah, I mean, I need to look at the goals again. I wouldn't say the first one's a bit fortuitous. I need to see that, but we had goal. I think the second, the ricochet off a tackle, falls to them top of the box. Don't know if we can ask anything else of our players when we're saying be front-footed. People are getting contact on the ball, and then from a ricochet they get a top of the box finish. So third one, obviously, we'd like to get back for sure. I don't want to be a team that's conceding 3 goals for sure, but I didn't think it was a poor defensive performance today. I thought it was anything but that, to be honest.
All right, next we'll go to Jeff Kasuth.
Thank you. Mike, just wondering maybe to follow up on that, you come back 3 different times in this game, obviously what happened last week with the drama at the end there. Just even without having to unpack the goals individually, like what is the messaging to the team in terms of, you're happy with that fight or you're a bit unhappy with the number of goals conceded? How do you sort of view that?
I told the group at the end there, said I was really proud of them. They kept pushing. Thought it was a great effort. Yeah, am I happy conceding 3 goals? No, I'm never going to be happy with that. But yeah, like we took a riskier approach, if you like, to the defending from the front. I thought it paid off. They got out they got out a few times, but I thought we cleaned that up with the back line. So yeah, it's a tough one, Jeff, to be honest. I am proud of the group. I thought they kept pushing. I'd arguably say it's a bias, but I thought we did enough to win the game. I think scoring 3 goals on the road is enough. But yeah, I'm definitely not happy conceding 3 goals. But
Right, next we'll go to Steph Young.
Thanks. Hi, Coach. As you've mentioned, a more front-footed approach on defense this game. Just wondering though, when you do that, looks like the team did have to collapse quite rapidly at times. Just wondering what your evaluation is of their ability to do so and, maintaining their shape, especially in those quick transition moments.
Yes, I'm just trying to understand. I think the front-footedness in terms of collapsing, I think when we're defending our half, a different strategy. I don't think we can be necessarily defending front-footed all the time in our half. So we spoke around that. That was a learning from last week. So we've got a different approach in our half. It's not that it's passive. We're just trying to find a different way to get locked on to them win it back. I think if you think we looked a bit stretched when we pressed from the front, the distances between the midfield line and back line were bigger for sure. But I did feel when they tried to get in behind that we cleaned that up fairly well. Obviously, game got a bit stretched in transition, but that's just us pushing for a goal. I think they sat deep. Obviously, they're trying to hit us on the counter as well. So, yeah, I think it's just part and parcel of the context of the game.
All right, thank you, Coach.
Next, we'll go to Paul Danzer.
Hey, Mike, just talk about Olivia's development and the maturity to step up and take a shot like that in that moment.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at the impact Liv's had the last 2 games, it's impressive by any standard, regardless of a younger player. She's pushing and challenging for a start, and she's asking the questions. And I mean, given the impact that she's had with the last 2 games, I couldn't really ask for any more of any player coming off the bench. And yeah, I think just an outstanding shot. She played forward well when she got in the pockets, and yeah, obviously had an impact on the last part of the game.
And just talk about Nat Tuesday. She had a tough matchup over there at times, but obviously set up that goal. Talk about her overall performance tonight.
Non-stop, I think, is the best way to describe it. She was up and down the park in both moments of the game. First half, I thought the connection between her, Keena, and Crystal was very good in terms of how we got down the right side. And then, yeah, she just kept pushing. Obviously, had another part to play in the goal second half. But, yeah, she's just ran up and down the field non-stop and produced quality at the same time.
All right, I think we will wrap it there. Thank you for your time, Coach, and safe travels to your next destination.
Thanks, everybody.
Katie, I think you just muted it. All right, thanks for joining us, Crystal, and congrats on the brace. Why don't you just start us off with your thoughts on your goals and the result?
Yeah, I mean, obviously my goals are, a team goal. I feel like we got in positions where we can, beat the team end line, and I'm just happy that I was able to be in a place to obviously finish.
All right, we will start questions off with Jeff Kasu.
Thank you. Thanks, Crystal, for taking the time. 2 for you, if I could. Just on that note of a team goal, your second one from the outside here was like a picture of perfection of like a team goal combination, Kling getting on the ball. How much could you appreciate that in the moment? How much did you sort of see it? Can you just walk us through kind of how you saw it develop?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're a team that's at our best when we're fluid, when we're able to break teams down and not be stagnant. I think, that second goal was a collective goal. Players were able to, penetrate the ball, some layoffs there. Soph obviously had an amazing backheel to Kling that, continued her run in. And actually the joke was she was actually about to shoot it, but I had kind of yelled, "Hey, Kling, you got me in the box." And she was able to find me. So it's just a collective goal. Obviously I love scoring goals, but it's not me just out there. So I feel like it is really incredible when you can score goals, but you feel like it is a collective effort. And that's what it was tonight.
Nice. And you've been on both sides of this sort of rivalry, I guess is an appropriate term. And just, I mean, another 3-3 game like last summer. What is it about this matchup that continues to be so ridiculous? I mean, anything you can put a finger on?
Yeah, I mean, obviously last year I was, still pregnant, but I do remember watching this game, and yeah, it's like you called it, it's a rivalry. It's a matchup that both teams want to win. Both teams want to be disruptive. So I think each team steps into this game knowing that it's going to be a fight. Obviously both times it's ending in 3-3. So there's a lot of goals, a lot of defensive plays that need to be made. And I think that's just what it is. That's, anyone who's new to the NWSL, welcome. This is exactly what these games are each week.
Thank you.
Right next, we'll go to Scott Sepich.
Hey, Crystal. The last 2 weeks, I mean, you come from behind 3 times a day, came from behind twice last week. Just looks at like having to always chase the game, and why do you guys kind of keep getting on the back foot, and how do you sort of get on that front foot and get ahead in games again?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's early enough in the season where, we're not perfect. We obviously strive for perfection every single game, every single training session we have. But at the end of the day, there are, some things that we obviously can clean up. But I think the real story tonight is that we were down 3 times and we found a way to come back. So I think, would we love to obviously score 3 goals and not have 3 goals scored on us? Of course. But the reality is we're still early enough in the season where we know that it's just kind of these growing pains that we're going to go through. And then, luckily we have a game next weekend, and it's about just fine tuning things and always pushing to be at our very best.
All right, next we will go to Steph Young.
Thank you. Hi, Crystal. Mike was just in here talking a lot about how the team was defending from the front foot a lot tonight. I'm just wondering from your perspective, that position in midfield, what that felt like trying to execute that while also trying to be, conscious of, Courage's ability to kind of like stretch you guys out, or, Caroline to do whatever she does, out there.
Yeah, I mean, we're a team that likes to be on the front foot. We don't like teams dictating play. We're a team that loves to, if we don't have the ball, get it back as soon as possible. And for me, playing in the midfield, I mean, everyone knows I play multiple positions, but at the end of the day, it's, the higher I can help the team win the ball, the better. So whatever role and task I have of helping that, press and helping the team win balls early enough in their half, the better. So I just think, today we were able to execute that. Caroline is obviously a great player. I think at times, we get caught pushing up the field, and she's kind of, hanging back and waiting for that transition. And, a couple of times we just, she's a great player. So she's obviously able to get in behind a couple of times, but I think defensively, we were able to, work our hardest to get back and get into a position to at least make it hard for her. So again, it's a collective effort of, trying to be the very best on the ball and off the ball.
Thank you, Crystal.
Thank you.
Next, we'll go to Paul Danzer.
Hey, Crystal, could you just talk about Liv's development and what a goal like tonight might do for a young player, and just how special was that goal, the way she went about it?
Yeah, I mean, Liv is honestly an incredible player. She's been on a amazing trek, and her journey is one that a lot of people will look up to. I think her subbing in was key for us. She played her role, did it well, and obviously her getting that 3rd goal was so clutch for us. But she's somebody who is pushing every single week, and what she's doing in the games is exactly what she's doing throughout the week. So it's incredible, and that goal was big for us.
And just what does it mean for you to play in that stadium again and have the success you had tonight?
Yeah, I mean, I always enjoy coming back to North Carolina. It's a special place, collegiately playing here, professionally as well. I feel like it's always nice when I'm not getting booed. It means that I think the fan still respects me, and it's a great feeling to just still feel welcomed, even though I'm wearing a different jersey. So at the end of the day, it's a special place. It'll always be that. And it was an incredible atmosphere tonight.
Thanks.
All right, we will wrap it there. Thank you for your time, Crystal, and safe travels. We'll have
Thanks, guys.
Olivia Moultrie up next. If you have a question for her, please use the raise hand feature.
Yes.
Hi, Liv. Thanks for joining us. Congrats on the game tying equalizer. Why don't you just talk to us a little bit about that goal and your thoughts on the match?
Yeah, I mean, I think what I got asked about earlier is just like the resilience of the team. And I think that's just the biggest piece, is that's something we talked about at the beginning of this season. We wanted to come back better. We wanted to have that resilience, and we knew we were going to need it coming back as, the defending champs. And so I think just for us to continue to show that, and that's kind of the momentum I was carrying in that moment. And yeah, then it just like Natu drove in and gave me a great pass and saw the space, and I was like, all right, I'm going to go for it. And here we are. But yeah, I really just like came in, and the momentum of the team really just carried that through. I think so.
Okay, we will open it up to questions. If you have one, please use the raise hand feature. We'll start with Paul Danzer.
Hey, Liv, congrats. Talk about your role coming off the bench so far this season and the energy. How have you embraced that role, and what have you learned from that experience?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously every role is important within the team and everyone knows that. And yeah, I'm just trying to take advantage of the minutes that I get. And yeah, of course, always wanting to earn more and do more, but the team winning and us coming back from a moment like this to grab a point, and I think those are the most important things that we're striving for every day. And so I'm really just trying to take advantage of every moment to help the team win. And tonight was just a small piece of that, and hopefully I can continue to do that. But yeah, I think just everyone on this team is really together in what our mindset is, and that's just can we take it all the way? Can we do it again? Can we win again? And so yeah, I think that's kind of where I'm at right now.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go to Fook Win.
Hi, Olivia. Can you talk about your relationship you're building with Crystal Dunn and Sam Coffey in midfield? Because it seems like you three have a really good chemistry going.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I love playing with both of them. I've loved continuing to build a relationship on and off the field. Obviously Crystal with the experience she has at the international level, and just continuing to be around her, and just like I love when we get to connect, and just players who want to play the same way. And Sam is the same way, always looking for those little combinations, looking to find each other. And there's nothing more fun than playing with midfielders who want to find each other. And obviously creating special moments like what Crystal did earlier today, and then obviously what we were able to do throughout the game. But yeah, it's very fun, and I hope that relationship continues to build.
Fook, did you have a follow-up? Go ahead.
Okay, thank you. And then Liv, can you just talk about, I know Paul asked a little bit earlier, but just because it seems like every time you're off the bench, you create really good energy, a lot of good momentum and good play. Can you just kind of talk about that a little bit more as well?
Yeah, I think it's kind of just as I mentioned earlier, it's really just we are a team that likes to come out very aggressive and on the front foot. And so when we put players into the game, we're looking for that exact same energy to be brought back if it's dropped at all. And if it hasn't, then it's to bring another level of that. And so, yeah, I mean, it's always fun just coming into the game, starting, coming off the bench. Either way, it's extremely fun to just be on the field with this team and the momentum that we have and that we want to have. And so I think just kind of bringing that energy and aggressiveness, it just allows us to hopefully do special things like we did tonight and come back. And obviously we want that to lead to wins. And so I think, yeah, just continuing to build on that, and hopefully we can grab some more points.
All right, next we'll go to Steph Young.
Thank you. Hi, Olivia. Congratulations on a great goal tonight. We talked about your role this season, kind of coming off the bench, and you talked about building momentum. I'm just wondering, it seems like obviously not too many games so far, so knock on wood, but it feels like you also personally have been building some momentum as you've been playing these games this season. Has there been any discussion about your role in the team that way, and like building your momentum towards a period where maybe some players are going to be gone for a World Cup, and you're going to have to be, take that momentum and parlay it into more minutes, or, adding more to the team, something like that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, like knowing that the World Cup is coming this year, it of course to me is exciting in the sense that I know that's a big opportunity for me. But yeah, I think even with everyone here, it's continuing to just fight for more minutes and more opportunity. Obviously, we have a ton of great players on our team, so that's going to be a continuous hard fight that we have. But that's what makes us so great as a team, is the amount of talent we have and the amount of versatility that we have. And so I think just not just accepting whatever it is, but obviously continuing to want more. But at the end of the day, again, like I said, it's like, can the team win? Can the team get points? And we are truly focused on that together as a whole. And so I think that's the most important thing. But yeah.
All right. Thank you.
All right, we'll go to Jeff Kassouf next.
Thank you. Thanks for taking the time, Olivia. Just wondering, I think people want to reference your age a lot and how much you've done already, and how well you're playing, but you've been doing this for several years now. So I'm just kind of curious, sort of like on a confidence level. Obviously you have confidence as a pro athlete and scoring goals like you did. Just is that sort of, do you feel like that's like behind you now in terms of thinking about that in any capacity? Is it just very much like you're in the moment? I'm here, I'm a pro. Do you feel like very just, I guess, comfortably sort of in this setting now?
Yeah, I mean, I think obviously I've had a different journey than most, and just considering the fact that I have been with the team since I've been 13. So this kind of environment of what this looks like I have been in it for quite a while now. And I think even by the point that I was playing, finally able to play, I just kind of felt ready for that moment. And so it was like I had been building and preparing for so long that it's like I didn't even need to think about it anymore. It's just like I finally get to do what I love, and that's actually to step on the field and play. And so yes, of course, as the more minutes I've gotten, the more games that I've gotten, kind of just building just like a natural flow. But yeah, I think that it definitely is just secondhand, like it's just second nature at this point, and I don't really have to, think a whole lot about it. It's just I get to get excited and get ready to play and step on the field and be who I know I am. So yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we will wrap it there. Thank you so much for your time, Liv, and safe travel. Thanks everyone for joining tonight. Have a good night.